We are back. Money Sauce Podcast. This is episode number 17, and it is still week 18 in the PHL. We're back after a week off due to, well, not a week off for us, but some technical issues that we couldn't get the.
We're still going from last week.
That's right. So sorry about that, everyone. I'd say the base of our listenership has gotten the apology message from me already, but
We don't owe them anything.
we're back. Okay. I'm not going to take as harsh of a stance on that. Um, let's get into some actual breaking news this time.
Whoa,
Yeah.
actual breaking news? There's no
Well,
ish?
there,
That's not a segment on this show.
well, it's 2 hours ago. Uh, we saw from TSN's Darren Dreger that Nazem Kadri has officially said he wants to be traded.
Crazy.
Yeah, so leading the Flames in scoring. He's signed through 2028-29 at $7 million cap hit. He has a 13-team no trade list, so he can kind of control where he's ending up. Um,
Got onto a playoff team anyway, for sure.
yeah, for sure. So there were reports that the Kings, the Avalanche, the Canadians, and the Leafs all kind of asked the Flames about him back in January before the Olympic roster freeze came into place. And I guess now he said, "Get me out of here, man." So, so where do you think he ends up? I guess is the question.
Colorado.
It'd be interesting to see him back in Colorado.
Edmonton?
Not sure they have the cap room though.
Oh, just throw
Edmonton.
someone on the LTIR. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. They did trade Colorado traded one of their defensemen who had about a $5 million cap hit just I think just before the freeze happened. So maybe there's some room there. I think out of all those teams that apparently asked about him, that would probably be preferable for him in terms of trying to win a cup. Funny enough, the last time he made the playoffs was with the Avalanche in 2022 when they won the Stanley Cup.
The Flames haven't been in the playoffs this whole time since he's been there.
That's right.
Oh, whoever was the GM then sucks. Shouldn't have a job in the NHL.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe he'll end up with that GM again. Not that I.
I don't think so because he's going to want to go to a playoff team and they're not in the playoff hunt right now. Like
That's right. Yeah.
that's a dicey move,
It's a
you know.
very dicey move, and don't like I don't see what the Leafs can offer the Flames either right now.
Yeah.
They're pretty depleted when it comes to, you know, depth and even draft capital, right? So
Hmm.
um I guess we wait and see. I think Montreal would be interesting.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
I think a place like Utah would be interesting. They have tons of cap space. They're pretty young. Um, they're
Are they in the
making.
playoffs right now? Are they on the
Let's have a
quick
quick
peek
look
see?
at the standings, seeing that we've been locked into Olympic hockey mode. I haven't, not that they've been playing, but yeah, Utah's in one of the wild card spots right now in the West. So Anaheim would actually be interesting too. Now that I'm looking at the standings here, but I don't know if Anaheim really cares to do something like that.
Hmm.
They're kind of at that point where they're coming up again, and maybe they're a year or two away from a move like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Buffalo would be interesting too. Are the official team of the podcast, of course, needs to get that shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Friends of the show.
mhm.
Maybe.
um, and a Tampa situation or a Vegas situation where they always seem to find a way to fit every player under the cap.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting. We'll keep an eye out and see what happens there. Obviously, we've been locked into week 18 in the PHL because there's been no NHL hockey. But
Mm-mm.
that hasn't stopped us from making trades, or more specifically, it hasn't stopped Pete from making trades.
Nothing will stop that man from making trades.
February 12th, the trade went through where Pete sent Adam Fantilli from the Blue Jackets, Daniel Gunther from Utah, an 11th round pick, which
Sorry, who was that from Utah?
Dylan Gunther.
I thought I said Daniel.
Oh,
All good. Dylan Gunther from
Dylan.
Utah.
Yeah, 11th round draft pick, which was originally Garrett's pick, by the way, which turns out to be a 4th round pick after keepers, a 12th round pick. So that would be a 5th round pick after keepers, which was originally Collins' um, draft pick. And then Pete got back William Nylander, Anthony Cicerelli, and 2 of his picks that he had traded away previously have come back to him. So after keepers, it's an 11th and 12th round pick. So kind of a big in terms of volume trade there. And while the Olympics kept rolling along, Pete flipped Nylander to Marcel. So he said Nylander and a 12th, one of my 12th round pick. So after keepers, that's a 5th round pick to Marcel. And then he got back Victor Hedman and a 9th round pick, which is a 2nd round pick after keepers. So
Well, I
a
want
lot
to
of
be the first to congratulate Peter on winning the trading Olympics. As we near the deadline, I think it's clear you get the gold, silver, and bronze
in
for trading.
volumes. Yeah,
Volume. It's one of the
absolutely.
sports.
Trade volume, trade quality, and most noteworthy
I
trade,
think
I
he
guess.
wins trade quality just from the sheer amount of trades. Like,
Oh man, yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure the best one's in there somewhere.
I'll give it to him for sure. Speaking of that, tomorrow, which is February 25th, so I guess today, when you're listening to this, is the trade deadline. So I will be keeping an eye out for those emails to push trades through. Um,
We're not going to vote on them?
don't have time to. If we leave them, they will expire and they won't go through in time for the trade
Hmm.
deadline. So we'll be pushing things through.
Convenient.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not go there again. Um, Speaking of that, and one other PHL note that's kind of happened over the past few weeks, I have not heard from anyone willing to step up and take the commissionership for next
No.
year. So send those messages to me, guys.
What happens if no one steps up? Are you just obligated via the PHL rules to be the steward of the PHL until the king returns, which is you? So,
I guess if nobody steps up, then there's no choice but to keep going, unless we wanted to just shut down, right?
it's an like, implicit um what's the word? It's late at night. This podcast happens too late at night. It's like an implicit endorsement of your GM ship.
I appreciate you
Or
saying
it's
that, but
basically a unanimous vote that you are the best man for the job, and no one would dare challenge you.
or just nobody wants the headache.
Nobody wants the headache of learning the rule book that you wrote.
Well, I would hope that you guys know it. It's been published for like a
I've never
decade.
once looked at
Great. I'm so glad I did that.
it. At least it's in writing to be like, hey, that's always been here.
Yeah,
You can refer to it.
absolutely. Well, I mean, regardless of if somebody steps up or not, it's definitely something we're going to have to look at a bit this off season. But that's for another conversation. Um, let's converse on Olympics instead. What do you say?
Sure.
Um, so we talked about the Olympics a little bit last week, and nobody got to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But
All the
base,
sweet, sweet hot takes.
yeah.
All that insightful wisdom. Gone.
Um, well, let's start on the women's side of things, and we both were in agreement that I think that the Canadian women did well, but the American women were kind of running over the tournament, and it was theirs to lose. And
Yep.
then we got to that gold medal game, and to be perfectly honest with you, we both said that we thought the Americans were going to win that game, and I thought the Canadians showed up and played better than I thought they were going to play in that game, and they kept it tight, and it ended up in overtime, right? So, um, I I was actually very happy with the Canadian women's performance on that day, and I thought we fared better than we would. And I went into the game thinking, just enjoy it. If we win it, it's all gravy. And yeah, by the third period, I was on the edge of my seat thinking, we can do this. Like maybe, maybe this is gonna happen. Now it didn't,
Mm-hmm.
but I was very impressed.
Hats off to the ladies on that team. They really took it to the U.S. and could have gone either way.
We are not in a state of crisis when it comes to women's hockey. Um,
I don't know about. Well, it's hard to say. Like it's the thing with women's hockey. It's been the states and Canada alone at the top for so long.
yes,
It's like, yeah, we're not a crisis, but we're also not the same powerhouse that we used to be.
that's true. That is
You know,
true.
so I guess it goes like, how do you want to define crisis? Is it a crisis that our favorite frenemy, the United States, has beat us, both the men's and women's, in our like the one national pastime we have? That's the one thing we have. Our identity always comes back on a national stage to hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And the Swedes win it one time. Okay, whatever. They're way across the Atlantic and they're good. They can have it. But when it's the States, it stings a bit more. And like so much of what they're doing, I don't say they're poaching our players because I don't even think that's the case. I don't know what's happening with the NCAA and women's hockey, but I don't know. I don't think it's a crisis, but I do know. I don't know. It feels like women's hockey is on the rise. I know they're making efforts to
Definitely.
get more women into hockey.
Mm-hmm. I
But
mean,
maybe
you.
that desperation isn't is a sign of that it's not going well. Because one of our mutual friends was telling me, um, the house league like offered to let his daughter play for free because they needed numbers.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just about to say, like, when I go to the local community center or, taking the kids to swimming lessons or whatever, I see so many more girls playing.
I was at a
And
hockey tournament this weekend for my niece, and I'm like, "What is this tournament? You live in Lucan." And my sister's like, "I don't know. It's called Survive the Hive," and it was like 40 teams of girls. You, how old is she? U9,
okay.
U9, U10, whatever the numbers are. It's that one.
Mhm.
So it is needing to travel. I don't know. It seems like it's thriving.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a crisis, but I don't know. It feels that way. I think the inclination is to hit the panic button when the states beat us at like the one thing we like to hold over their heads.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that feeling is a little more elevated just due to the political climate right now. Not
100%.
to not
You
to
have
get
a
into that because that's not
sitting
what we're here.
president who's actively trolling us on Twitter,
Yeah. Well,
which is kind of funny
I yeah,
and more at our expense.
of all the things he's done, that's actually probably pretty low on the list of things that have been offensive, right? So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
yeah,
But
but this isn't about that. We're not getting into a political commentary here, just to say,
but
um,
it's so fascinating that hockey is so close to our national identity that
mhm.
it almost becomes it's very difficult not to make it political.
Yeah. Well,
Is that wrong?
no, I don't think so. I mean, when I think about the past tournaments, um, and I think about like I think the feeling has been for a long time from the US that it's like we got to beat um the evil or the always winning Canadians, and we were always like, hey, we're always winning, we're good winners, we're not angry about it. We're not, why would we be angry about it? We were winning all the time. And as the US continues to get better and better, and I think there has been a bit of a sentiment, maybe up until the last couple of years, of, hey, this is good for the game. And now, especially since the Four Nations face off thing, it feels like it's an actual heated rivalry as opposed to like we are the incumbents, is that the word, that are always winning. And hey, good for you guys. You guys just, you're so good. You keep getting there, but you can't beat us. And now it's okay. It's not a given that we're going to win 9 times out of 10 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that thought kind of leads into the men's side of things too. Um, I don't know about you. Um, Obviously, sitting there watching the games, cheering on this team, and like really being a fan of the team, it was a very nerve wracking um, medal round.
They
And
made it so dramatic, didn't they?
yeah,
After blowing out, and we said this in the last podcast that no one will ever hear. But like, it's not. I think it was the last one. It's not really best on best hockey until the very end. Like,
mm-hmm.
so much of the early rounds is a waste of people's time. The fact that everyone got in and the same players, teams got through to the qualifiers, right?
Right.
Italy couldn't break through. France couldn't break through. Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought the senior B team from Woodbridge couldn't get to the next round? So it's like it's advertised as best on best, but you don't get there until like the second week of hockey, you know. And it was so tough for the Canadians.
It
I
was.
think it was a lot tougher than um the earlier rounds made it seem so easy. Like it's like we got a different Czech version of Czechia
We did.
because
We
we were, I don't know, because
absolutely did.
we were off and had that bye, and we were just chilling at the Ritz. Well, the other teams were sweating it out in the Olympic Village. I don't know, but it was
I
like a
mean,
different team.
yeah. I mean
So
that one was one of two that went to overtime, and every single medal round elimination game was a one goal difference.
hmm
So I mean, if,
like the difference between winning the gold and I don't know losing the bronze, but like playing in a bronze was like a razor thin margin.
yeah, well, I mean, the
Like
difference between being in the bronze medal game and just losing in the quarterfinals was too
yeah,
in
the whole way,
overtime.
like through the hockey that mattered.
Yeah.
It could have gone so far south for this team. The
Hmm.
fact that they got the silver medal is kind of like a not a relief, but
No,
in a way a
definitely not.
relief. Like a well, it could have been losing in the bronze. And
It
then
could have been, yeah.
and it's
I mean,
interesting because like if they lose the bronze, um, people would just be like, oh, their heart wasn't in it because they were playing for gold or nothing, and people would be. I don't say making more excuses for them because there's everyone seems fairly proud of how far they went and how hard they played and like how that game. To me, it felt like the World Series all over again. Like we should have won that game three different times before overtime.
yeah,
And the refs not knowing how to call too many men on the ice again.
again. But this was something that happened across the tournament. Like, I don't understand how this became a thing. I that was like allowed to happen.
I heard the refs were so nervous they only called the high sticking penalties because they had to, because they got hit in the face and Jack Hughes lost a tooth.
Okay.
So you have to, you can't get around that. But everything else was just like they let a lot go. Definitely in the gold medal game. Definitely the gold medal game.
Yeah.
Um, I guess there's yeah. Anyways, but no, like when I look at that game, like Hellebuck played as good as he has ever played,
Yeah. Yeah,
and I
no
think
doubt
that
about
was
that.
the difference for me.
I mean,
Not
Canada
that's not a shot on Binnington. It's not a shot on. Um,
doesn't have to be. It's
it's just like he
just
was insanely good,
yeah,
and
42 shots from Canada versus 28 shots from the US. Like,
that paddle save will haunt this nation for 4 years.
oh, for sure. Yeah. It was an amazing save. Um, and I I don't want to make it seem like my opinion of that specific game was you know, it was all the goalie. Like, because it
It wasn't
wasn't.
all the goalie, but I think he was the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Winnipeg is probably going like, and not to say he's been bad for Winnipeg as a rule, but Winnipeg's probably going like, where's that in the playoffs? The few times they've made it, right?
He might come back to Winnipeg with that swagger though.
That would be
You know,
great for the Jets. Yeah. Um, I, I gotta say, I heard a lot of people complaining about the 3-on-3 as the overtime
it is what
format.
it is. It is what it is.
Yeah,
It's better than a
I
shootout. It's better than a shootout.
exactly. That's what I was saying. It's better than a shootout. Um, the game could potentially be still going if you know what I mean.
Well,
Like,
it's like you're not gonna play that game like past the closing ceremony, you know. Like
Yeah, it had to end
no
at
game
some
or sport
point,
is
but
bigger than the Olympics itself, so it has to end. It's 3-on-3.
mhm,
So be it.
yeah. Now they had a couple hours, so maybe they do a couple, maybe they do 5-on-5 for, you know, 20, 4-on-4 for 20, 3-on-3 for 20. You know what I mean? Like, I think there
Apparently, it
is,
just would have been 3-on-3 over and over again.
yeah,
Like it was 20 minutes of 3-on-3, and if that finished, it would have gone
three on
22
three.
minutes of 3 on
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. They removed the shootout from, I forget if it was the whole playoff round or if it was just the medal game. But yeah, they don't want that being decided that way anymore, which I agree with. I don't like a skills competition deciding a team game. Um, and
I
yeah,
don't think we would have won that anyway, the way Hellebuck was playing.
yeah, no kidding.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what the Sorry, go ahead.
I was really just gonna say, like, at the end of the day, I thought you had two just really good teams and a really good hockey game. Like, seriously, that was such a good hockey game to watch.
Now,
And
does it bother you? Is it are We're not in a crisis for Canadian hockey, but does it bother you how good the American team was?
does it no, because I don't feel the same um anger or whatever you want to say towards the American hockey team. Um, I am look if I could choose any country to be the one that's on the up, it wouldn't be the USA as my first choice. But
No, it would be Latvia.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, but I'm not mad that there is legitimate top quality competition for Canada. And I think, oh, I mean, this kind of goes deeper into the last
It makes
few
winning mean more,
years. Sure, it makes winning mean
right?
more. We've had some issues with Hockey Canada in terms of, you know, protecting players that have done some nasty things. And, you know, the Hockey Canada almost fell apart a few years ago. Remember, all this corporate sponsorship was pulled after, you know, they found out that it was allowed that, you know, I guess it was some of the junior players were engaging in,
It was more Me Too.
yeah,
Hockey Canada was almost Me Too'd.
yeah, right. That's the one I'm talking about. And it might be a little weird to try to correlate that with the on ice performance at the Olympics, but I think there was a bit of complacency all the way around. And kind of like what Canada soccer has gone through, they've gone through a heck of a lot, but there needed to be a kick in the butt and, um, you know, not just in developing players.
I don't
And
know if that does that. Do you think that this performance does that to Hockey Canada? Kind of.
oh, I absolutely think it will. I absolutely
What do
do.
you think would change?
So I think the big thing that we always, you know, we talked a little bit about it last time too,
We
that
start paying junior players to stay here, and although
yeah,
like not our like our players that are born here aren't really going over there to play for the states. Like, was there anyone on the states who was like a Canadian citizen this time around? Like, do we have a modern day Brett Hull?
no, I don't believe so. No, I don't think that's the thing. Um, and it's not quite like FIFA either, right?
Yeah,
Where
just put a
except
billion
for,
dollars into goalie development.
I think that's what it is. I think that's the big thing right now is that, and again, that's not to take away from the performance from Binghamton, but our goalies aren't what they used to be. That's for sure. And
You had Patrick Waugh on the bench.
Yeah,
Like it was insane.
yeah. I know that's probably once in a ever kind of
Well,
scenario that you have those goalies, but
I listened to a stat, and it said that for the first time in NHL history, there are more American goalies than Canadian goalies,
there you go.
and that there's this level of parity in the NHL that's never happened before, where it used to be like 58% of the whole league was Canadians, and now that's shrunk to the low 40s, I believe, and like more Scandinavians, more European players.
Mm,
You got Draisaitl from Germany, and so there's like a parity between the countries that's growing, a diversity, which is great for the game,
mhm,
but it takes no. That means less. It's a little knock on the Canadian pride a little bit.
mhm. So yeah, I mean, not crisis mode, like you said about the women, not crisis mode, but room for
Reflective
improvement.
mode.
Yeah, there you go. Definite room for improvement, and we could focus probably a little bit more on goaltending.
Like I wonder, yeah, I wonder like what do you put in place? Because like thinking about it now, um, where was I? There always used to be two goalies on our team growing up.
Mm-hmm,
There were always two goalies,
mm-hmm.
and I wonder if the cost of being a goalie and playing hockey is just too much for people, and they don't want to do it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the cost of playing hockey alone, regardless of position, yeah. And
It's
then,
insane to think about, because like, um, my son's very into hockey. He's been obsessed with hockey. He liked hockey before, but
mhm,
now it's like we'll come home from playing ice hockey. He's like, Dad, let's go to the basement and play more hockey,
yeah.
and then we'll go up for lunch. He's like, Dad, let's go play more hockey. I'm like, no, read a book, do some math. I'm raising you to be nerdy. This is too much hockey. But when I'm there, I take him to his hockey lesson, and there's on the rink beside him, they're like mini rinks, and the rink beside him is this kid who's being trained. I don't know why he's not in school, but he just has like an hour class 1-on-1. And I know I read somewhere on their site, I think like private lessons like that are like $200 an hour, 250 an
Wow.
hour, something insane. And I heard this kid's dad talking about putting a pool, or not a pool, a rink. I guess they have a property with a pool in it, and he was on the phone with the contractor wondering how much it would cost to make it an outdoor rink.
Oh, wow.
So you've got to have money to.
Yeah.
It's not even just about playing house league, but like if you get onto that rep team, or if you want to go and be good in rep AAA or try to make junior, that's what you're up against.
Hmm.
And like as a parent, as a middle class family, like
Yeah.
do you have a shot?
Probably not.
I don't know.
You have to be exceptionally naturally talented and have somebody see that and like basically offer to help you,
You've
you
got to
know.
win the lottery like on multiple different fronts. You have
Yeah.
to be talented, you have to be driven, you have
Hmm.
to have the right coaches, you have to have money, you have
Hmm.
to be recognized. Like it's insane what it takes to not just takes to make it, but to like to get the attention of people who can make you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a different coach could mean, okay, you're scratched, you're on.
And then that goes up against the soccers and basketballs and um, the sports that don't cost near as much to play because you just need the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and a pair of shoes, basically. And yeah, those if those guys or girls are naturally talented, there is, I guess, reason to believe that they would be equally as talented because they're athletic at another sport if they put the effort in and all that.
Hmm.
So, um, shifting to a more, I guess, positive thing. As a like overall tournament kind of um, note, I'm not finding the right word, but was this Macklin Celebrini's like big out party,
Oh
coming out
man,
party, or
how is he
what?
not? How is it not?
Yeah,
That guy.
wow.
Apparently, he was wondering in a phone call to his dad before the tournament. He's like, "Do you think I'll get a chance to play?" The guy. Did he finish with the most goals in the tournament?
I well for the Canadians for sure. I'm not sure of overall.
Man, just every time he had the puck, I'm like, "That's my guy," and my son would be
Oh,
like, "Daddy, that's your guy."
yeah, he did have the uh, most points was actually Connor McDavid with 13. Second was Macklin Celebrini with 10.
19 years old. 19 years old.
But most goals, you're correct in saying that. And then McDavid had the most assists, which of course brought him to the.
He wasn't even in his natural position.
No, that's what I was going to say in terms of the whole kind of is this his coming out party, the bigger picture of it all. Like you say, he wasn't in his natural position. They talked about it on the broadcasts quite a bit, and and he's still dominating this tournament. Um, I I thought a couple times about it, like, is he eclipsing Connor Bedard at this point? Now Bedard didn't get a chance to come to this tournament, so maybe it's not even fair.
Like,
But
well,
like,
that I mean, that says it alone. It's not a knock on Bedard or his talent or whatever, but it's just like because he was injured for
yeah,
part of the season, Celebrini got this opportunity and ran with it.
oh, big
Like to be
time.
in the spotlight, the first line. And he didn't move. I don't think he moved there the whole tournament. Like he was first line guy the whole time. Um,
And there was
so it's
talk.
just that he has the eyes of a nation on him.
Yeah, yeah,
And Bedard, as talented as he is, didn't.
no, no,
So in terms of notoriety, 100%
yeah,
surpassing Bedard. And name recognition, probably.
crazy.
And importance to my fantasy team, 1,000%.
Yeah, did it made it made me wish maybe I took him instead of Bedard for a bit there.
Well, I
Uh,
think you draft. It
but
wasn't the same draft, was
no, it
it?
wasn't. It wasn't. No, but still, um, if you could have a choice, kind of thing. Um, yeah. I mean, when Crosby, when Crosby went out and McDavid kind of was put into that leader role, got the captain and all that. I honestly thought, why not Celebrini? That's how well
Over
he was.
McDavid.
Yeah, that's how well he was playing. And
Yeah, well,
that's
he's way too young.
maybe
Like,
that's
yeah,
it.
he
Yeah.
had a great tournament, but like the experience of a McDavid, um, or like a lot of other Doughty, McKinnon, like that. Just
Yeah.
it's hard to put it on a 19-year-old and ask him to lead a bunch of other superstars. It's one thing when you're the Chicago Blackhawks and do it with Jonathan Taves, but like for Team Canada, I don't think it fits.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you have a lot when McDavid's got more points than you too. Um, Even though I'm still mad at McDavid, but
You're mad at McDavid.
yeah,
Why are you mad at McDavid?
selfish. Two different times in overtime, he tried to do it all by himself.
Yeah.
Two times in overtime, turned it right over.
Yeah.
Now Nathan McKinnon's trying to break up a 2-on-1. All right, bye bye gold medal. Not that it's McDavid's fault, but that was frustrating to watch. Like, I get it, man. You want to be Superman yet again, but pass the fucking puck. You're being triple teamed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want the win. I don't want your ego. All right, just pass the friggin' puck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah, it
Jerome
was
McGinley could have shot it, but he passed it to the kid on the team, right?
right. So I guess keeping that in mind, keeping all the kind of commentary around the game, well, the playoff round really, because they talked a lot about it on the broadcasts of McDavid's getting the C, and because you have to have a captain, and
Oh, is that
um,
true?
yeah, I thought that was the deal is you couldn't have three A's, you had to
It
have it.
sounds like an Olympic thing. It
Yeah.
sounds like they would say that.
Um, was that it? Did we see the passing of the torch? Is Sidney
Yeah,
Crosby done with Olympic hockey, and is
it's hard to imagine he'll be back at 42 years of age. He's 38, right? He's 87. Oh, so he's 39.
yes, he'll be 30, well, 38, 39, yeah,
He'll be
depending what
40
month.
next year. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it is the passing of the torch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame Sid didn't get to play that last game.
Yeah.
Even though him getting injured was probably the best thing to happen for Nick Suzuki.
No kidding.
Because I don't know. He finally gets back into his natural position
Mm-hmm.
and he scores that game tying. It was tying goal, right? With the tip in in the round before.
Yes. Yes. I
Incredibly
believe
important goal.
so.
So, um, but yeah, it's too bad he didn't get to play that last game.
Yeah. Well, I yeah, I wonder how many years he has left in the league at all, but I guess that's another topic for another day. But um, it sounds like the thought is he's probably going to be like the GM of the next Olympic team. So there you go. He's still got a job waiting for him, I guess.
Well, if like Dubas follows his pattern, he loves hiring his players, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he get some experience as like a special assistant to the general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, if Dubas is even around, we'll see what happens there. I
He kind of got parachuted into quite a conundrum,
mm-hmm.
and he traded uh, Gunsel,
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, okay, we're gonna start a rebuild, and then actually we're not.
Right.
Like, what do you do with that team? And I'm sure his initial plan was derailed by that team not wanting to rebuild.
No, those guys are playing well and they're having a
And if
good
he kept them, he
season.
probably might make the playoffs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to believe it's the last dance for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here's the last Olympic related question. It's something that came to us from Pete, right? A while ago, and I think we touched on it a bit before, but now that we've wrapped it up, now that we've seen everything happen, um, if Russia was there, do you feel like they would have been even, a
Who are
threat?
some of the players on that roster?
Well, I guess that's
Kucherov,
theoretical, right? Like obviously
Ovechkin,
Ovechkin, yeah,
Vasilevsky.
yeah. Okay.
We got Kaprizov,
Okay.
Malkin. Probably gets on the team based on how he's playing this year. Kucherov, Panarin, Nikushkin, Barbashev. At five, Michkov. I don't like. So there's Svechnikov. Defense, you've got Sergachev, Artem Zub, Zadorov, Orlov. Like, it seems like a decent team,
Hmm.
but the talent drops off a lot quicker than I think the American team and the Canadian team,
Sure.
based on some of these names.
What about Finland and Slovakia?
What about them?
Well, basically, would
Does Russia
Russia,
is Russia ahead of them
yeah, would Russia have replaced one of them in that gold medal game? I don't think they would
in
have
the
replaced.
gold medal game
I
or
mean,
the bronze
bronze
medal?
medal game. Sorry. I definitely think Finland was going to be.
Yeah,
Finland turned out to be pretty
over
good.
Slovakia or Czechia. I don't know. The thing is that the Russian team, it's a little bit older,
Hmm.
so I don't think so. I'm not blown away by Kucherov. Sure,
Yeah.
if you get like vintage Vasilevsky, sure, he could get you pretty far.
So this
Um,
is we're thinking like a Sweden type scenario where they probably bow out in the quarterfinals.
Probably.
Yeah.
I could. It's hard to see them in the final four.
Hmm. Okay. I have one more question this week, and it's because we've talked about Sweden, we've talked about PHL trades. Um, the thing going on during the Olympics with Nylander was he wasn't practicing, but he was playing the games, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
Oh, really? He just wasn't practicing
He wasn't practicing. He only played in the games. Yeah.
because of his injury or his ego?
Because of his injury. But that's a funny question.
His
So
ego.
we can put this to bed now, right? The Leafs should have traded him and not Marner. Because I mean
I
Marner,
have always been of the position.
right,
Um, Dubas should never have paid him that first contract,
right.
and that set the tone for all the other crappy contracts. Um, and I've always also said that Marner is so essential to this team, more than I would argue more than Matthews. Even in the
Uh,
past, he was just always he was running. He was there on the shorthand. He was running the power play. He was
mhm,
setting up Matthews. Like I always saw Marner as
the guy.
the most essential piece on here
Hmm.
as the main playmaker and running the offense always went through Mitch Marner.
Hmm. I agree. I
And
agree. If I had to keep one of the three, he would have been the one,
ooh, that would have
and
been a good question.
I maintain that to this day. For a few years, I've been saying, if you do the play the NHL franchise mode and you do the Leaf rebuild thing and you trade Nylander and Matthews and you keep
You
Marner,
can do
that's
that.
always what I've done.
You can go into rebuild mode and just blow up the team.
Well, you can do whatever you want in those franchise mode things, right? Like
Okay.
there's not a specific game style or whatever that they have to do that. I just said, sometimes you like to just try something different in those modes, right?
Yeah.
And I've done that in the past.
Like Matthews is the sexier pick because he's a goal scorer and had that 69 goal season, Hart Trophy winner.
Yeah, yeah, but
None of them show up in big moments.
right.
Marner's got these national team games where he's shown up
Mm-hmm.
in a way he never showed up in those other game sevens. But maybe like playoff hockey doesn't agree with his style of hockey. Um, but yeah, to answer your first question, Nylander should have been traded. He was the one that could have gone
Mm-hmm.
because
That's it.
the knock on this team has always been attitude and like not giving a a, a hoot in Hades, as my old manager used to say.
I like
Um,
that.
it's great saying. Um, and he is like the embodiment of that attitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
especially after the whole middle finger incident. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
which of course
yeah. Like
we've talked
we
about,
covered
but
that.
yeah.
He's the embodiment of not giving a hoot in Hades.
Mhm.
So he totally could have gone. You wanna change the DNA of the team. Okay, you take away the guy who got you like 100 points a season, and you ran your offense through him, and now you're struggling to replace them with with Nylander and yeah,
Nylander
it's
in the IR.
yeah, on and off
Yeah,
like Larry on off.
there you go. Nice. So that's it. I'm declaring this discussion officially for every talking head. TSN Sportsnet, you've been the fan. I'm putting you all. I'm calling you all out. Stop talking about it. We've decided, and there's no more conversation to be had.
Yeah, not from my end.
No,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah,
So with that said, we're gonna get back to some PHL scores finally next week. We'll finally finish week 18. We'll start looking at those playoff clinching scenarios again. We'll hopefully have some trades to talk about tomorrow. The trade's
what
happening
time is the
tomorrow.
deadline like official?
The official deadline, I believe, is midnight. So
So midnight tomorrow,
tomorrow, yeah.
not tonight.
Yeah, that's always trips me up because the way they word it is not very
Well, if it's midnight December,
it's
oh
definitely
gosh,
not December. Yeah.
no, my head is in the end of the year already. Um, yeah, if it's midnight February 25th,
It's
then that's
last date to
in
trade a
an hour and a
player.
half.
Last date to trade a player is February 25th. I read that as February 25th is the last day.
Right. I would interpret that as well.
Yeah. So I believe it's, I guess, technically, you know, 1201 February 26th, you can no longer trade.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens tomorrow on that front, and we'll pick up where we left off with some PHL action as the NHL gets going again tomorrow, or by the
Sweet.
time you're listening to this today. Um, and we'll jump right back into it.
Awesome.
So we'll talk to
Have
you
a good
guys.
week, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one.